How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How has everything been since our last visit?
It's been good. Things have pretty much settled down now. I talked to my dad, like you asked me to do, and back whenever we were in Rochester, he had said that I couldn't go back to work until the whole family went back to work. And after he turned around and he explained to me that he couldn't get Mom back home by himself, and if something else had happened, he wouldn't know what to do, and it was good for him to have the support. I understood where he was coming from, so it turns out that I ended up just staying with them, and I ended up missing like a whole nother week. But I mean, whenever it comes to your family, you just kind of gotta, you know.
Yes, you do what you have to do for your family. Have you returned to work since then?
Yes, I've been back at work for, I guess, 4 or 5 weeks now. Maybe it's a little less. Maybe it's like 3.
Do you feel the stress has alleviated any since returning to work?
Yes, but it's kind of a complicated situation because instead of me getting to have all of my classes back, he ended up spreading my classes out between different teachers. And because it's in the middle of STAR test, he has decided not to give them back to me. So instead of me having my classes by myself, it's more of a co-teaching thing. But that's half because of the kids not wanting to change up their schedule again, and it being STAR test time, and they're already stressed and the teachers are stressed. So
yes,
I think that that's the best thing anyway.
Yes. So at this time, what are your concerns regarding your family and your job and the stress you've been under?
Well, my mom is doing a whole lot better, so there's a lot less stress in that area. My job is, well, I mean, I'm kind of uneasy about the situation that I'm in because I feel like he did that to me on purpose. Like, he's purposely not giving it back because he's mad at me for everything that happened. Which, I mean, none of it could really have been helped, but I just kind of feel like he's holding a grudge now. You know what I mean?
So what do you think you could do to relieve some of your uneasiness?
Well, I mean, there's really nothing that can be done in a situation such as that. I mean, he's my boss, and I can't really go back and say, hey, I want my classes back, because I've already asked him, and he said no.
Could this be used as a learning opportunity to learn from the other teachers?
Yes, definitely. I like that I get to be in the classrooms with them. I just don't like that all of the kids are asking me, when do we get to go back to your class? When are we going back to your class? Are you even a real teacher anymore? That's what some of the kids have asked, is, are you even a real teacher? So that's where I was like, yes, but, I mean, it's kind of... Well, whenever I first went back, I described it as humiliating because I felt like I was watching other teachers do my job, and I wasn't capable of doing it on my own. Or that's kind of how I felt. I mean, the other teachers obviously didn't feel that way. They were very supportive, and they were concerned for me, obviously, and they wanted to do everything they could to help. They didn't exactly know the circumstances or why they were doing it. They were just told to do it. But really, like, it came out that he switched up the schedules, and it was mostly because of my mom, but he had also said that some of the scores were low. But he also looked at one group of 12 kids doing a benchmark they did not care about while I was gone, and halfway through the internet broke, so they had to switch back to paper. So obviously the scores are going to be low no matter what, because you're throwing all these things at them, but he kind of blamed me for the scores being low for that one. Not kind of. He did blame me.
So what I'm hearing is you're getting you feel you have a lot of emotions related to your boss and to your work at this time, and you have some uneasy feelings, some negative feelings regarding the situation of returning back to work. So I think we need to set some goals to help us process through those feelings. What would be your idea of success at the end of the school year?
I think that my main idea of success is just getting my teaching certificate at this point. It was to have my classes back, but that one's already been shot down by him. He's already flat out said, no, you're not getting them back.
Okay, and what do you need to meet the goal of getting your teaching certificate?
I need one more observation from my observer.
Okay, and when it comes to teaching, you have to take licensing tests. Have you taken all your tests?
Yes, I've passed them all.
Okay.
All I need is one observation.
So that's good. There's a lot. That's a very light at the end of the tunnel. There's a lot of progress towards that goal already. I feel like to manage some of your stress, you might want to journal some of your feelings and emotions related to your job. Perhaps ask these teachers you're working with what you can do to help them to be, co-teaching wise, how you can take half the responsibility of the classroom so that...
Well, I help them lesson plan, and then I help them grade, and then I teach half of the class. So I'm still doing a lot of the work, but it's in their room, and I'm being supervised while they do it.
Have you considered requesting doing small groups? Do you still have access to your classroom?
I have access to it, but we never go in there.
Because
it's all the way across the building.
Oh, okay. So it's quite a bit further away. Because it seems like this would be a really good opportunity to do small group intense instruction if the room was closer, if it was easier access. So what I would suggest at this point is to continue with your co-teaching relationships and continue the work you're doing there, to journal not only your uneasiness or negative feelings, but the positive feelings you're feeling and the positive things you're learning through this experience. And then just try to schedule that last observation and make it through the end of the year, because I think you're really close.
I am really close, but I still feel guilty about putting all this pressure on the other teachers. So, that's where most of my hard feelings are coming from, and I feel like the principal is the sole reason for this guilt.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you would re-sign your contract at this time if it was offered to you?
No.
No. So are you going to be looking for another teaching job at this point?
I think so. I'm going to look into, my hometown area and see what I can get there, because right now I'm commuting. It's only 15 minutes, but still, my goal has always been to be in my hometown, but they said that without a teaching certificate I couldn't do it, but hopefully at the end of this year I'll have it, so then I can.
I would suggest go ahead and start looking into jobs and get your resume ready. And if you're only one observation away, a lot of districts, I think, would hire you knowing that you would have that certificate before the start of next school year.
Okay, well that makes me feel better, but it's been difficult the past few weeks with my boss and everything, and that's where most of the issues lies between me and my feelings toward my boss at this point.
Yes, it does. It sounds like that. We'll go ahead and schedule that observation and work on getting your resume ready, and and do that daily journaling.
Okay.
All right. Yay. I got it. Okay. I dropped my phone. Did you see that? Oh, I'm still recording.